The third episode of Bizarre Yet Bonafide is up. It's amazing? After a couple of weeks of waiting, we've got a ton of super interesting clues to get excited about. First, obviously, are the names of two people who went missing while hiking in the area of Hackett's Quarry. Hiking, which this sign specifically instructed people not to do. The two names we get are Anne Radcliffe and Ed Benson. Sadly, we get zero biographical information about either of them. Though the fact that we've got a man missing as well as the woman in the woods suggests we might be able to put a name to this face. We also get references to the idea that the local Killbillies are actually Texas Chainsaw Massacre style cannabillies, so that's a nice touch. Also, there's an extended conversation about ghosts and whether they have the power to pull people into other dimensions or not. Also, there's a new contender for the most iconic line of the show yet. Bears are everywhere, probably. Dear Supermassive and 2K, if you don't start selling me bears are everywhere, probably merch as soon as possible, I'm gonna start making my own. In other news, we have a last name for Grace, Corvin. That's a super rare last name, so I'm thinking it must be a reference to something. The only thing that jumped out at me was that the male lead in the Underworld movies, well, some of them, is named Michael Corvin, but spelled with an I. He plays the doctor who gets tied up with vampires and becomes a werewolf. So, werewolf reference? The name has an audible connection to the corvus as well, the order of birds that contains ravens, crows, and rooks, which you'll remember not just for their association with the curator, but its appearance in the "Cop will remember that" message that plays during the Ted Raimi scene from the prologue. Fun fact, it's also the Middle English past participle of the word carve. Probably not important, but neat nonetheless. Now that Grace is talking about a vengeful ghost killing people in the woods and moving them to another dimension, the title of next week's episode suggests that we might get some theories about just who that ghost might turn out to be. Are we gonna get the story of the carnival disaster in the area where everyone died when a guy broke out and set the place on fire? Is it Eliza's backstory maybe? Presumably there will be some good stuff as we go through the lead up to the story of the Hag of Hackett's Quarry in the last episode. So yeah, great BYB, can't wait for the next episode, and it was nice to hear the actual Peanut Butter Pops jingle. There were another couple of Emma videos on TikTok, not enough to go into too deep, but let's look at the little glimpses of new info we see. In the Stuck at Camp TikTok, we get another look at Emma's post-swimming look with the gray t-shirt and tied back hair. Then that gets reinforced with a bit more of the chase in the Emma's Day video. This time we see Emma and Jacob fleeing together with him in the lead. Could this be seconds before he gets caught in the snare? More importantly, is this happening on the island with the treehouse? We've already seen Emma being curious about the treehouse, and in this video they reference her being alone on a creepy island. I'd thought that the characters were just out for a fun moonlight dip, but is it possible that they actually swim over to the island to check it out? Also, I feel like this is a human head at the back of the frame. It's near the tree, seems about the right height. Can't make anything out other than that though. Unfortunately, the TikToks are extremely low resolution. Finally, it might be noteworthy that Emma says that it's her last year being a counselor at Hackett's Quarry, suggesting she's done this job before. So, does she know more about Chris and the area than the other counselors? That might come up in the game. I've been the Hidden Object Guru. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe. Special thanks go out to my patrons, Desire, Marissa, Eduardo, Brian, and Joanne. You can always find me at my live streams, weeknights at 9 Eastern and weekends at noon. We'll see you back here for more Supermassive Games content. But until then, au revoir.